What's up, everybody? It's Ghost Robo, and boy, that was a very long but very awesome day of Destiny 2 recording, editing, and uploading. Wanted to give you guys sort of a day one review, an impressions, and overall feel from a full day with the game. I'm level 10 now. I've done a bunch of campaign. I've gone to a lot of planets. I've completed a bunch of adventures, acquired a lot of weaponry, upped my arsenal, level upped, interact with a lot of characters, made my way through the farm, and pursued some lost sectors and completed them. Overall, right off the bat, I just gotta say, very, very impressed with Destiny 2. I went in worried that Destiny 2 would just be a new coat of paint with some minor upgrades to Destiny 1. And while I will say that Destiny 2 is not a gigantic reinvention of the franchise or of the original game, it is an improvement in almost every way. The shooting is still spectacular, but everything else got needed TLC. And it starts with the variety of the campaign and the variety of the different missions and the different adventures and the different objectives that you have the opportunity to experience. I am really enjoying the campaign. I think that they doubled down on story in a great way. It's more obvious. There's a lot more NPCs. There's more characters to interact with, more characters to enjoy, and that really, really does a lot for me. As a story-driven, single-player-driven gamer, I love seeing that. I feel like this is a true shooter campaign instead of just, you know, kind of a cardboard tent of a campaign to hide an otherwise multiplayer-focused game. Destiny 2 still has a lot of multiplayer focus, and I'm not one for PvP, so I'm not going to really get into that. But if you are coming for the single player, if you're coming to play solo, I give it my full recommendation. I haven't finished it yet. Maybe things go completely wrong in the back half of the game, but I don't see that happening because it seems like they have taken note and made smart adjustments. Adventures are another fantastic one. So while the campaign and those missions continue to build on Homecoming, and that's not just this tentpole star-studded opener, it really does continue throughout all the missions I've played to be very beautiful, very expansive, and very varied, which is great. But the adventurers take patrols and turn them basically into missions. In fact, some of them are better than missions in Destiny 1, which is crazy, like the main missions. So if the main campaign missions here are 5 times as good as them in Destiny 1, the adventures are the same or better as the main missions in the original. So patrols were like, oh, go collect 8 of this, and you'd constantly see dudes dropping in. The respawn rate I felt was way too high. It felt like you were in the Matrix, not in a real world. It felt like it was just being coded in, and you were just on a loop, and it was the freaking Truman Show fused with Morpheus and Neo and Trinity, and it was... I did not like that at all. But adventures have multiple steps. They take you across the different planets. They have a range of objectives. So maybe you'll be going and doing collect 8 of this, but then before you know it, you'll all of a sudden have to traverse across the entire land and defend an area. And then you'll have to go and collect these pillars of light. And then you'll need to go and activate beacon and defend the onslaught. So there's a lot more involved. There's a lot more that you are involved in that aspect, and they have good loot at the end, and they feel like they were more handcrafted versus just like, hey, what do we got in this game? Well, we got enemies, and we could throw a lot of them at the player. We got this ghost thing. He could hold square and defend the area, and then call it a day. Like, it was very simplistic in Destiny, and the patrols were like the most bare bones of it all. So adventures are really a big step up there. Lost sectors are these fun little areas you'll find, and they're marked on the map, but not specifically. You can't highlight them and target them directly. You will need to just kind of go in the general area and find them. They're marked by this little archway emblem somewhere in the world, and then you'll descend into a cave of wonders, of horrors and wonders, because there'll be a vicious onslaught of foes, and then you'll get a cache with rewards inside. I've been really happy with the loot progress. A lot of different stuff coming at me, enjoying that a lot. Hopefully that continues into the strikes, into the raid, into the end game. But so far up to level 10, really like that. The gun variety has been cool. I really like the addition of SMGs. I've enjoyed the rejiggering of how they handle primary, energy, and power. I got to mess around with the sword most recently. That was really fun. And the armor and the look of the characters, I feel, is pretty on point. Haven't messed with shaders or anything crazy yet. Don't have anything super cool. I have one exotic that I really, really do enjoy. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. After, I think, the 4th or 5th mission, you get to pick an exotic. It's called Eye of Another World is the one I chose. It's a helmet that looks like the universe is inside your helmet, and it helps improve the regeneration speed, your grenade melee, and rift abilities. I also really enjoy the subclass stuff. Dawnblade is really fun. I'm playing Warlock, so going through and casting that Daybreak Flame Sword from the sky, very cool. Using the different attunements to give myself more abilities from the air or more fire abilities is really cool, and that affects things like your melee and your aerial abilities and your Daybreak itself. I'm sure Titan and Hunter have awesome stuff in their new subclasses as well. The interface has not been modified, so that's all the same, but that worked well. That was something I feel like the character inventory screen handled real well in Destiny, and again here, just to give you guys an idea, like I said, I'm currently level 10. My power is 100. So I feel like we're moving along well. I haven't really messed with a whole lot of purchasing yet. I've just kind of been going with what I get. Also, in terms of enemies, there aren't a ton of new things, but I feel like they flip them on you rapidly enough that it's okay. So yes, we're fighting Vex and Goblins and Hobgoblins and Minotaurs. Yes, we're fighting Fallen and Dregs and Vanguards and Captains or Vandals. Vanguards? I'm sleepy. Sorry. Vanguards. Vandals. Which is it? And then obviously we're fighting Hive with those lovely thralls and the wizards and all that stuff. Very, very fun. It's Vandal. I apologize. It's all good. Like, nothing like out of this world enemy-wise. There's a few new types. There's like those demon dogs, the war beasts. A few other things as well, but you know, you're fighting servitors and you're fighting hydras and you're fighting harpies, and they do enough of mixing it up that I haven't gotten bored with that yet. And part of that is just because the baseline mechanics of this game, the loop, is strong. That's always been the absolute, I feel, core strength of Destiny. Without that, you wouldn't play 1,000 hours. Yes, there's a lot of addictive things. Yes, there's a lot of cool extras. Yes, the grind is real, but that core shooter gameplay is so spectacular that's what elevates every other aspect. Yet in Destiny 2, they found a way to rise and lift all those other elements to a point where the shooting still stands out, but it's not the only thing going for it. I do feel like they have crafted a far more dense and a far more complete experience. It'll be interesting to hear what the hardcore Destiny players think. If they feel like this is the right step, if they feel like it does too much, or too little, or not enough, or if they feel like it doesn't seem different because they were so immersed for thousands of hours. For me, as someone that played Destiny casually, it does feel notably different, and I can fully recommend it. I think it's awesome so far, and I'm shocked because I went in expecting to kind of be bummed, and I have been, I wouldn't say blown away, that's maybe a little much, but I have been definitely super impressed. And one other thing that was really big for me was environments. I thought the planets were lame in Destiny 1. I was so excited by the possibility of traversing the galaxy and defending it, helping the traveler, and that's much more realized here. I feel like the worlds they give you, the European Dead Zone to me is way, 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 way more exciting than the initial areas in Destiny 1. You've got Titan, which is a cool planet. You've got Nessus, which is this centaur rock that has been overtaken by Vex and this red forest. Feels like there's a lot more density, not as much flora and fauna as I would have initially liked when I first heard about Destiny, but a lot more than in D1. And I just feel like the European Dead Zone, the main opening patrol area, is so much more exciting than old Russia. I feel like they really stepped their game up there as well. The environments are much more lush. You know, they aren't as, maybe not as varied as I ultimately would like, but they're much more so. You know, the European Dead Zone is very vast, and it's that European expanse, a lot of forests, and then Nessus is these red leaves and a lot of verticality. And then Titan, the missions I did on Titan were awesome because they were in the ocean and set on these sinking docks, and God, that was gorgeous. So many beautiful sights. This is a great looking game. I know a lot of people are waiting for PC for visual perfection, but it's still stellar on PS4. I'm playing on the Pro, and it looks absolutely awesome. It's not 60 frames per second, obviously, but it still is a stunning game, and it's still feels fantastic. And I'm super excited to continue to push through the rest of the missions and the rest of the destinations, and hope that we come across even more. And, you know, so far getting to do some adventures and missions on Earth in the European Dead Zone, getting to do some adventures and missions on Titan, getting to do some adventures and missions on Nessus, getting to explore the farm, like, it feels actually like there's a big, big galaxy there. Or at least a solar system, right? I'm impressed. And it feels good to be impressed. This is the first major game of the fall. We did have Uncharted Lost Legacy, but that was $40. It was an exclusive. I think some people slept on it because it was sort of positioned as DLC initially. Not sort of, it was DLC initially, and then it evolved to be a standalone product. But Destiny 2 is the big one. This will probably end up being the best-selling game of the year. And it probably will be the biggest game of the year. It'll be the one that people pour the most time into. And so far, I don't know if I'll dump 1,000 hours, but I can see myself spending a lot of time in this world. It is way more of a complete and polished experience, and I gotta give them props. I came out of the pre-release event, the pre-E3 event, worried. I thought they came across as arrogant. I thought they came across as overconfident. I thought they came across as unwilling to make major updates. And I'm glad that I'm, at least so far, partially wrong. The Red War is a really fantastic campaign. Gaul is a menacing villain. The cutscenes are beautiful. Adventures are cool. Lost sectors are really fun to find. The new planets are more varied. There's more to do, more to explore. The respawn rates feel good. The enemies feel good. The gunplay is so sweet. I'm loving it. And I'll have more of a thorough review probably after I complete campaign, and we'll go through you know, just the entirety of it. But I wanted to give you a day one review. If you have any questions or comments, definitely let me know in the comments below. If you've been playing along, I'd love to hear your take. If you've been watching along, I'd love to hear your take as well. Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm crazy? Does it seem like a big upgrade? Does it seem like not an upgrade at all? How do you feel about the comparison of Destiny 1 to Destiny 2? And what are your thoughts on this brand new game? So that is my day one review. I'll have a final review after the series is complete, but just wanted to give you guys my first blush impressions, my first day take on this game, and I think overall it's super positive. So that's great. You guys are great. I love you so much. Hopefully the game stays great, and we have glowing things to say about it after the Red War has been won by the good guys. Gaul is menacing, but I think we got his number, and we will take it to him eventually. I'm going to get back to the game. In the meantime, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Fantastic day. Drink so much. I love you. Talk at me in the comments. Hit that like button if you're pumped for more Destiny 2, and we will see you all later.